Hello, welcome back to geometry. Okay, this is the document that I posted today. It is page 111 on the left and 112 on the right. So go ahead and grab some scissors and cut down the middle. Okay, 111 is what we're about to do right now. We can go ahead and put 112 in our pocket page to keep it safe. And we will do that later, different day. Okay, back to 111. I went ahead and titled the page. This is still 10.4 Inscribed Angles. There was a whole lot in this section, and this page 111. So I'm going to try to start to put the page number here just to keep everything better organized. Okay, so this theorem is the Inscribed Quadrilaterals theorem. So if a quadrilateral, a four-sided figure like this, is inscribed in a circle, so if it's inside of a circle, then its opposite angles are supplementary. What does supplementary mean again? Yes, they add up to 180 degrees. I know I'm going a little Dora the Explorer on you right now, but just trying to keep things normal. Ask questions. Have you thinking? All right, so also remember that opposite in math means across. So this says the angles across from each other would add up to 180 degrees. I'm going to use two highlighters today. If you want to grab your highlighters, grab them. So if we have an inscribed quadrilateral, then its opposite angles are supplementary. We're going to add them to equal 180. So we would have angle A, this angle here, and angle C. C is across from A, they're opposite angles. The measure of angle A plus the measure of angle C equals 180. Let me turn a light on, see if that helps a little bit. Barely. Okay, and we also have the other two angles that are opposite of each other. We have angle B on this angle, which is actually the angles right here, and the angle D. If we add those together, they will also equal 180. The measure of angle B plus the measure of angle D will equal 180 degrees because it's an inscribed quadrilateral. So anytime you have something looking like this, as you can look at the other problems on this page, you are probably going to be adding the opposite angles to 180. Okay, I will do the odds, and then you guys will do the evens. So I'm going to post, you already see it, but I posted this and the video together, and then I'm going to make an assignment tab or submission option, and you will just submit a picture of this paper to that assignment tab. Please don't send me messages of your pictures every day or of your assignments every day unless I have it posted for you to submit it. Just because the messaging doesn't get organized the way submitting it through an assessment or an assignment through Edsby, it keeps it organized by class. Now, feel free to message me a picture if you have questions or anything like that, but I'm not asking for completion every single day. You will see an assignment assigned to Edsby for the days that I want a photo, okay? All right, so like I said, I'm going to do the odds, and the odds and the next even are very similar. So number 1 is similar to number 2, number 3 is similar to 4, and 5 and 6. So if you're confused, just go back a question, the one that I completed for you, and try to look at that. Okay, number 1, find each value or measure the measure of angle P. So let's start with the first one they're asking for, the measure of angle P. So P is this angle, and it is an inscribed angle, okay? So, connections, thinking about previous things we've learned. The inscribed angle, P, opens up to this arc right here. So we have the angle P and its intercepted arc from the sides of the angle. You can see that this is its arc. So we need to figure out the arc measure. And then what do we do to that arc measure to figure out the inscribed angle? Divide by 2. So it looks like they gave us the other arcs in the circle. We have 126 and 90. And we need to take that away from the total to figure out the rest of the circle. So to figure out this yellow arc, the total is 360. And we need to subtract 126 and 90. So I believe that gives us 216, 126 plus 90 is 216, so 360 minus 216 is 144. That is the measure of the yellow arc. We want its inscribed angle. So P is actually half of 144. So P is 72 degrees. So just remember the layers here, okay? It was an inscribed angle, and so we figured out the arc, divided it by 2 to get the angle. The angle is always smaller than its arc. Okay, now that we know P, we can figure out angle R. We know that P and R would add up to 180 degrees. They're across from each other. They're opposite angles. So since I know P is 72, I can take that away from 180 to figure out angle R. That makes angle R 108 degrees. Okay, the last one, angle S, is right here. And just looking at the diagram, I noticed that they gave me angle Q. So that is helpful. This is an inscribed quadrilateral. So that means its opposite angles are supplementary. So we're going to do the same thing we just did. We can do 180, take away 93, and that will give us the value of angle S. So we have 87 degrees for angle S. Feel free to comment on the Edsby post or the YouTube post if you have questions. Message me if you have any questions. Tomorrow I will host a Zoom conference. If you want to hop in and ask any questions before the assignment is due. The assignment is going to be due tomorrow, Wednesday at midnight. And that will all be posted on Edsby. So, okay, let's get down to number 3. Solve for x using the inscribed quadrilateral theorem. So we're looking at the circle. We see that there is a 4-sided figure, a quadrilateral, inside of it. And so, ding, 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 we know that the opposite angles, which happen to be G and E, are supplementary. So, angle G plus angle E will equal 180 degrees. So, we have 9x minus 5 plus 68 equals 180. And this is where you guys have to be careful with combining like terms. So since we have -5 and positive 68 on the same side of the equal sign, we're just going to consolidate that and make that a 63. -5 plus 68 is positive 63. Okay, now that we've combined all the like terms, we can solve for x by doing the opposite of what you see to move around the equal sign. Subtract the 63, and 9x equals 117. And divide by 9 to get x all by itself. You get x equals 13. It's definitely more of a straightforward one. It just gives you both of the opposite angles. Same with number 4. This one is giving you both the opposite angles. So let's use pink this time. You have 133, and you have the angle right across from it. So you already know what to do. All right, let's jump down to number 5, one with a little bit more steps, maybe a little bit more challenging. So they gave us one of the angles. They gave us angle L. So we have L here. I know it's an arrow, but it is 15x minus 23. And its opposite angle, the angle across from L, is N. So we don't want to go to adjacent angle. It's not the one next to it, but the angle across. So skipping over an angle and going to the next angle. So they've given us enough information to figure out the measure of angle N. So again, layers. There's always layers to this. We know background knowledge. Angle N is an inscribed angle, and it opens up to this arc that I highlighted, 91 plus 135. So that entire arc, 91 plus 135, is 226. So we know that the arc measures 226. What would that make the angle measure? Angle N equals, is it just 226? No, but it's an inscribed angle, so we need to do half of the arc measure. Half of 226. So angle N is 113. Half of 226. Okay, that was basically step 1, figure out the opposite angle. Now we have the angles across from each other. We know that they add to 180, and that's how we will solve for x. So angle L plus angle N will equal 180. So we have 15x minus 23 plus 113 is equal to 180. So again, combine your like terms. 15x negative 23 plus 113 is 90, positive 90. So I'm just going to basically rewrite that right up here. And we're solving for x. So we need to get rid of the constant, subtract the 90 over. So now 15x equals 90. 180 minus 90, 90. And divide by 15. We get x is 6. Similar process for number 6. Number 6 gave you J, and you need to figure out H. Notice they gave you these two arc measures. Interesting. Alright, that is today's lesson, Inscribed Quadrilaterals. When you are done, take a photo of it. Take a nice and up-close photo. Don't give me something just really far away, hard to see. Take a photo, glue it in on page 111. Yay! See you soon.